like, you know, a lot of great series of movies, music, you know. It felt like 3 is where you at least try to get to, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, some places go further, but this series I definitely wanted to go further. You know, and then we can figure out from there if we want to go somewhere else, you know, not drag the brand on. I think that's the same thing that happens in movies sometimes when you go past 3, you're like at Jason Part 8, you know what I mean? It's so I think 3 might be the final installment, and then we just move to a different, you know, title. Well, when I first made the original There's No Competition 2, I don't really do it for any kind of commercial. I didn't really do it for any kind of commercial acceptance or trying to aim for radio or anything like that. I just did it. Mixtapes to me have become like a brand new tool for me. This is the first time I probably did one leading into the album. You know what I mean? Because the album is coming soon. A lot of guys do mixtapes in that format, where I would do it as, you know, my album already dropped, and then, you know, just something to feed the streets while, you know, your singles take work. You know what I mean? People can rock with the album for as long as they want. But nowadays, with people want music so constant, you know, a mixtape after the album is not bad anymore. You know what I mean? It's like a way after a month or two to keep the fuels going underneath yourself. So that's what I usually was doing. But this time we come up with a different approach, and I hadn't released any like a body of music in a while. So, you know, I'm here and there on a couple of features, but, you know, that was one of the reasons, you know, why I wanted to do this. It's just, you know, brand new. I mean, maybe inside the offices they may be a little like, wow, that could have been a smash joint. But, you know, like you be killing each one from the EP mixtape that we did. And, you know, it's just about your record making ability, really. It's not really, I think great records, even that's why I said mixtapes for me have become branding, because no matter what, nobody's going to look at it and say you make good music. If you make good music, you know, people can always say, yo, this should have been an album, or, you know, this should have been on an album, but, you know, they rock to it, they're the same. It ain't like they be like, nah, I ain't nodding that hard to this because it's a mixtape joint, you know what I'm saying? So I think either way, good music translates. For you as an artist, it translates, you know, the record label might be like, you know what I'm saying? But,
it is what it is.
Yeah, that was working on Loso's Way too, the album. I went out to LA. Hit Boy was one of the guys I got in with. Played me some smokers, as a lot of people saw. And yeah, we just working with that, you know. We just working on the cuts that he gave me, and figuring which one, you know, fits and, you know, goes along with everything else that we're doing. I feel like dude is a talent, you know, like he's young, and, you know, he has the energy. That's one thing that some of the younger guys come in with that most of the older dudes lose, that energy. Like, you know, once it becomes a business, you know, I understand that being 10 years in, I understand like this becomes your career and not just like only your passion. You know, when I first started doing it, it was just my passion, so it wasn't revolving around a check or politics or anything at that time. So it's good to work with kids who come in with that energy, and even for older guy like myself, you know, not all wise in age, but older as in, you know, making records in my career. You know, it's good to work with that young energy, and that's what I think hip hop brings to the table. It's majority, this time it's majority original records, and there's a couple of joints that I went over with people's beats. I kind of like shied away from the other big people's beats thing. I mean, people love it. People hit me on Twitter and everywhere they see me like, yo, I would love to hit Fab, or niggas in Paris, or, you know, the motto, or, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like everybody's doing it now. Like, it's not as special. It's not that special. It's definitely not special verses on them. Like, you know, a lot of people are just jumping on them to try to grab some of the energy of those songs, you know what I'm saying? And DJs are playing because they need something new. And, you know, it's just not a. organically dope. You know what I'm saying? It's not feeling organic anymore. So like if I do it for the tape, I'll do it for that. But like every time somebody has a hot joint out, like I love to hear that people got hot joints. I love being in the party and, you know, different variety. Like I don't want to be on everybody's hot joint. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make hot records. You're gonna feature on hot records. Somebody else gotta have hot records, and you know everybody can't try to build off of everybody's energy. You know what I'm saying? I see that a lot, and not taking any jabs at anybody who does it, because some people do it and do it well, and some people do it and, you know, they're trying to fuel their energy. You know, and that's part of the game too. So that's what my mixtape is doing as well. So I don't know, because you know with albums you gotta figure out a lot of things. You know, Fred is on Bad Boy, I'm on Def Jam. You know, you have to figure that out. But I think me and Red have like a friendship. Like it's not even just two artists making records together and collaborating. So we just make records. You know what I'm saying? We got records sitting around now that we just haven't released. At least 3 to 4 records. You know, so, you know, I'm gonna continue to make records with him, whether we do an album or not. You know what I'm saying? If it materializes, if it works, yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? That's the homie. So, you know, shout out to Red Cafe and shit. Yeah, I mean, we got 3 or 4 songs just in the cut now. We could do probably another 4 or 5 and just go out an EP if need be. But you know what I'm saying? I think everything got to work for those things. You know what I do? Now that you're bringing that up, I do want to do, you know, those collaborative efforts. You know what I'm saying? Like where, you know, me and an R&B artist, me and a band, or me and you know what I'm saying? I want to do more of that, and I think sometimes people wait to do those when it's like a little late, and I think back in the days, guys was doing it because it was, you know what I mean? You didn't have to think about the politics or everything. Like, you know, let's say a Jay and Nas album. Like, you know when that collaboration happened, but it was like 10 years after it should have happened. You know what I'm saying? So you still was excited for it, but like in the it was just at the, you know what I mean? And you know, Jay and Kanye's thing was recent. You know, that was a dope effort. So I think, you know, that also brings energy to rap as well. You know what I mean? And, you know, the Jay and R. Kelly thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was done now, you'd have been like, oh, but at that time, it was a great time to do it. You know what I mean? I think certain artists today should do it as well, because you know, I think it would bring a dope energy. I think, you know, like I heard Drake and Wayne was gonna do one, and then they slowed down about it because of, like, they didn't want it to look like it was a Watch the Throne comparison or something, you know, in the same light. So, you know, but I think they should eventually do it. You know what I mean? I think it would be dope for the game. I think a lot of guys, I think certain R&B artists should do it as well. You know what I mean? Some of those collaborations come out huge. You know what I'm saying? Brandy Monica's and you know what I mean? Everything I can remember of those sorts of work. So I think that will bring a new energy to the game. I think people should just start doing uncanny, like X-Man mixes and just make, you know, twist the energy.